What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Playmaker Pod. I'm your host, Isaac. This is the co-host, Joseph. And this is going to be a very NFL-centered video. Actually, it's all going to be NFL. Everything that's been going on in the NFL as of late, extensions, injuries, and we also got our preview, our next division preview, NFC West. We'll get to that at the end. But first things first, we got some big news that happened today. We had two pretty major injuries go on. Well, the first one, it looked like it might have been a bit major. It turned out to only be a calf sprain. But Joe Burrow carted off in practice earlier. And I tell you, it could have been a lot worse. But thankfully, Joe Burrow seems to be all good. It doesn't seem to be like a major injury. And then the second one, which is pretty much like a major injury, is the Miami Dolphins' newest corner, all-pro cornerback, Jalen Ramsey, which he's expected to miss like half the year. So how do you think this is going to affect the Dolphins this season? You think it makes a huge difference or not too much? They just need him for like playoff time and stuff like that.
You know what? To be honest with you, I wasn't too high on the Dolphins before. I don't really think a lot of people think that their defense got upgraded just because they got Ramsey, but I don't really. They got Chubb too, but I'm not looking at Chubb and Ramsey anymore as like game changers, especially Ramsey. Ramsey last year, I don't know if it's just because he played on the Rams, but he wasn't very good to me. As good as he usually is. He wasn't as good as he usually is. He was still fine, but like Madden 2 had him as the number 1 rated corner. Yeah, I don't know about
just name brand.
Yeah, because he's still a good player though. He would have probably been their best corner because Xavier Howard's ass. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really think too much of him either. He had a terrible year last year. He hasn't really been good for like 2 seasons almost. Howard. Mm-hmm. So they kind of needed Ramsey because even though I just talked down to Ramsey a little bit, I still think Ramsey would have been the best cornerback by far in their cornerback room, and he would have been a good addition. So it is going to hurt him a little bit during the season. We haven't done the AFC East predictions yet, but I probably would have had him third, just as a spoiler, because I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm probably a little bit low on him, like, compared to other people. Also, I see most of the time people have him number 1 in the division. Well, I haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on the Dolphins, bro.
Yeah,
I'm pretty high on them.
I'm not too high on the Dolphins.
Number 1, but
but Jalen Ramsey is going to be a big loss for them. There's a chance he doesn't come back to December, and that's tough.
Yeah.
So
that's most of the season.
Especially when they're in the division, they're going to be playing against Garrett Wilson, Stephon Diggs, even Juju over there. The Patriots receivers are not that bad either. Like, they have a pretty decent core. So it's going to be tough. Their secondary was pretty bad last year, and I don't really believe in Howard anymore. He's pretty old. Maybe I had more belief in Howard if he played next to Ramsey, because at least he's not the number 1 corner anymore. But he's back to being the number 1 corner, and I don't really have that much belief in him. So this is a pretty tough loss for them.
Yeah, no, it is going to be pretty tough, but I think the biggest thing that they're going to need Ramsey for is like more towards playoff time. I think they can get by without him for like the first half of the season. I mean, obviously it's a big loss. He's probably stepped in and became like the best player on that defense. Although he did have a down year last year, I think he'll have a bounce back year this year. If he has back-to-back down seasons, then we might have to start worrying about it a little bit. But I think he'll bounce back a bit this year. And I think the Dolphins, they'll be all right. They'll be able to hold themselves up for the time being. And then, once it gets to playoff time, I think is when you're really going to need him.
Yeah. The Dolphins season really is going to come down to Tua, to be honest with you. If Tua doesn't play up to par, they're not making the playoffs. I still think they'll make the playoffs even without Ramsey. I think they'll make a wild card at least without Ramsey.
Yeah.
So, other than that, they should still make the playoffs.
They probably should. They got too much talent on that team to not make the playoffs. But yeah, like you said, though, if Tua, I'd say it comes down to like Tua and his concussion stuff. That's all.
Yeah, and then there's some other what is it called? Donovan Wilson also strained his calf, so he's gonna be out for a little bit. I think he's gonna be out for the first couple of weeks for the Cowboys. So we'll see about that. Him and Joe Burrow both hurt their calves. Joe Burrow's probably the more major, because he's a starting quarterback, but I think he'll be fine. I don't think the calf is too important for Joe Burrow as much as it is for Donovan Wilson to play. I think even if his calf's bothering Joe Burrow a little bit, I think Joe Burrow can still play. It's not like he's not mobile of a quarterback. I think he still has it. And by that time, by week one, well, we still have like a whole month. Like a whole month and 2 more. Like, we have like 6 weeks before the start of the season. So,
Yeah, you got plenty of time to recover.
yeah, Joe Burrow should play. And obviously, Ramsey's might be out. They said that Ramsey could be out from anywhere from like middle of the season to December. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well,
We'll
he's
see
got to
with
have
that.
surgery on it though.
Yeah, he has surgery. I'm
So
probably
yeah, that
thinking December.
might take him a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that might take him a while. That's as long as he's back for the playoffs, so I think that's what you're really gonna need him for. And then speaking of Tua, right? We were just talking about Tua earlier. Some big news happened about a QB drafted right after Tua in the 2020 draft, and that is Justin Herbert getting a bag. What's his average? Like 50, over 50 mil a year, isn't it?
Like 52 mil. Something.
52
Hold
mil.
on. Let me
It
see.
was
I
more
can
than
pull it up.
Lamar because I think Jalen Hurts was like 51 mil, and then Lamar was like 51.5, and then Herbert is like 52 or something like that.
Yeah, he's 52.4 per year.
52.4. Oh yeah. So now making him the highest paid QB in the league at 54 or $52.4 million every single season average.
Yeah.
So I really like this. I really like this extension for the Chargers. I think they needed to do it. I'm pretty sure Justin Herbert's proved himself already, even though he hasn't had like any playoff success or anything. I think like you could see his skill set, right? You can see his skill set ever since he was a rookie. He was lighting it up. So I think LA needs to make this move. They're able to make a solid transition from Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert. So I'd say not San Diego, the Chargers, LA Chargers, they're set up for another long run of just consistent QB play. And I'd say it's got to be good to be a Chargers fan.
Yeah, Herbert doesn't seem like the type of guy that he's ever going to leave the Chargers. So
Uh-huh.
they probably have him locked into for the rest of his career. The only thing I have a problem with is the surrounding parts around Herbert, because surrounding parts haven't really been like coach. I don't know about hiring Brandon Staley. I don't know
Uh-huh.
about that. They probably
Well,
should
he's
have
probably
just
on the hot seat right now.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. If they don't at least, they probably need to at least make it to the second round, or maybe even the third round of the playoffs for him to save his job. Because if it's
Yeah.
another wild card loss, he's done.
He's out.
So
Yeah.
Kellen Moore too. I think this is like a 1 year type of thing for Kellen Moore to prove himself, because if Kellen Moore doesn't do good enough as the offensive coordinator, I think he's probably gonna get fired after 1 year too. Because I don't see,
Yeah.
because they need production fast, because a lot of their guys are getting older. Like Mike Williams is getting
Yeah.
older up there. Keenan Allen's already old. Austin Eckler, this is
Uh-huh.
probably his last year on the team. I'm gonna just keep it frank. He's not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Khalil Mack is too old already to expect elite production out of him, but you can still get good production. And
Yeah.
Nick Bosa's also getting a little older up there, and they've also used up a lot of their cap space, already on all these players. I don't really like some of their
Yeah,
moves.
no,
Like,
especially. Mhm.
yeah, they signed Eric Kendricks in the offseason. That really didn't move me, because I saw Eric Kendricks get cooked by Daniel Bellinger in the playoffs, and I don't really think he should be. I don't think that should be happening. So, and I don't think Eric Kendricks fits their defense either. I don't really think that he fits their scheme. I don't really like that move to begin with. And the
Yeah.
draft, I like the Quentin Johnson pick a little bit more than I did at the draft when it actually happened. But I
Mhm.
still don't trust. I don't know. I just don't trust the Chargers' coaching staff to really
I don't
be
trust
good
their
enough.
coaching? Nah.
No. Like even 2 years ago, the Chargers could have made the playoffs 2 years ago. But Brandon Staley decided to call timeout, and he didn't let the
Oh,
tie
that shit
happen.
was stupid. Yeah, that shit was stupid. They would have both made
And
the
last year
playoffs.
they choked like a 28-point lead to the Jags.
Yeah, that's
So
also pretty sad.
yeah, so those are my two main questions with the Chargers. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
We'll
you
see
got
what
the
happens.
main piece down, though. That's a good thing. You got the
Yeah,
main piece down. Even though they did make a bit of. They got pretty aggressive last year on the defensive end, and it didn't necessarily turn out how they probably thought it would. Like, I don't think you drop all that money on J.C. Jackson and make that trade for Khalil Mack and expect to go out in the wild card round.
yeah, yeah. They get back J.C. Jackson this year. They also spent a lot of money on him too, and I don't know how
Yeah.
good he's going to be when he comes back. He was already not good when he started off the season, and he
Yeah.
hurt himself when he tears ACL or his meniscus. That's not going to be good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens
That's
with
one
that
of
because
those
I don't know.
things about Patriots corners, bro. Because that's happened in history, hasn't it? Where
Yeah.
corners, well, they'll do really good in New England, and then the moment they leave, they don't do anything anymore. That happened to
See,
a bunch of defensive players in New
yeah,
England.
Jonathan Jones was smart. He went back to the Patriots. He didn't leave. He was actually smart.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see. Also, there's two offensive lineman extensions. Titus Howard signed a 3-year, $56 million extension with the Texans. I think this is actually a pretty good deal too. He's a pretty underrated offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Right? He's probably like a top 10 tackle, top 12 tackle in that range. Just, right tackle, he plays right tackle. So he's probably around that range, probably top 10 at his position. So that's a pretty good move. They need to protect Stroud. They already have him, Tunsil. They also traded for Shaq Mason. So they have a pretty decent O-line. Their weapon's still not good enough, but O-line is probably a little bit more important because
Yeah.
I've seen what happens when you have a terrible O-line, especially with the Giants. You can't even get it to your receivers. And you can't even get it to your receivers if you get sacked every play. So,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, their O-line's shaping up to be pretty good for a while. And, of course, the Giants gave a 5-year, $117.5 million extension to Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas is now signed with the Giants for the next 7 years, and he's 24 years old. So he's blocked in until he's 31. So,
Yeah. That's good. I think that was a good move for the Giants. I think it was
yeah.
a great move for the Giants.
And I'm pretty sure.
But I'd say I think when you talk about the Giants making extensions, though, it all ties back to one player right now. The media is always going to want to tie it back to one player. But let's give Andrew Thomas his props real quick.
Yeah, what is it called? Andrew Thomas's contract's gonna look pretty good too. Like when he's like 27, it's gonna look cheaper compared to the other linemen are probably gonna be getting paid like 30 mil. So
Yeah.
he's getting paid 23 mil a year. It's a pretty good deal. He's probably gonna be our left tackle. He's probably gonna stay with the team for that whole contract. To be honest with you, maybe like in year 6 of the contract, maybe they let go of him, but he's probably staying with He's probably staying with his whole team the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
he
can
gets
thank Gettleman for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but then I can also thank Gettleman for
draft picks.
Yeah. I can also thank Gettleman for Kenny Galladay too. We just paid Kenny Galladay, Leonard Williams, a lot of bad contracts. Nate Soldier.
But then he drafted Dexter Lawrence, though. See,
Yeah,
he'll have like one really good move and then follow it up with like a terrible move.
Yeah. But yeah, Saquon signed like a 1-year deal with the Giants. It's a little bit better than the franchise tag. It's actually just a franchise tag with a chance to make more money if he reaches the incentive. And he gets like a $2 million signing bonus. So, yeah, a lot of people are hating on the Giants for paying guys like Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, and even Daniel Jones before they paid Saquon. But I'm going to just be honest with you. If you ask any Giants fan, if you ask anybody that's actually not a casual football fan, if you ask anybody that actually pays attention to the NFL, you wouldn't know Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence were way more important than Saquon. You could argue that maybe Daniel Jones wasn't as important, but you can't argue that Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence aren't. They're way more important to the team than Saquon is at this point in time.
Yeah.
And also, the Giants.
Bring him back.
Yeah, the Giants tried multiple times to offer extensions to Saquon. And Saquon's agency, like the people that are helping him sign his contract, they were all denying it. They were all declining all these offers. So I don't feel that bad for Saquon. Because it's just that they offered him so many contracts. I already know. They've offered him a contract during the season that would have paid him $13 million a year. He declined it. They offered him like a $12 million contract per year before they franchise tagged him. He declined it.
Oh, yeah. He declined
and
it.
The Giants, I'm going to be honest, if Joe Shane was the GM of the Giants when we drafted Saquon, he wouldn't have even thought about drafting Saquon. So I'm pretty sure Joe Shane
that's true.
is being pretty generous that he even wants to re-sign Saquon this much. Because I'm pretty sure, realistically, I don't really think Joe Shane wants to spend his money on Saquon. But I think
that's true.
I think Joe Shane was just being respectful to him and wanted to do it just because of how much he's done for us. But I don't really think Joe Shane wants to do it. So after a while...
If it was Gettleman, do you think the deal would have been done?
Oh, Gettleman would have signed him already. Gettleman would have given him whatever he wanted. So, you saw what he did with Leonard Williams. We're paying Leonard Williams $32 million this year because of Gettleman.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. So, I don't really feel that bad about Saquon.
He's probably still wishing for Gettleman right now.
Yeah, he would. Gettleman would have paid him like $60 million a year. So, yeah.
He would have given the whole Zeke contract.
Yeah. More likely, I think this is his last season with us. Because the Giants might not even franchise tag him, I'm going to be honest with you. Because we have guys like Adoree Jackson and McKinney that are both free agents. And McKinney can have a breakout year. If McKinney has a breakout year and gets even better than he is right now, I don't really think it's a question you franchise tag him and you just let Saquon hit free agency. and that happens. Even Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson, our quarterback room sucks, and Adoree Jackson's like our only good corner as of right now because Deontay Banks is a rookie, so I don't know how he's gonna play it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a world where both of those guys are a little bit more important for the Giants to keep, and letting Saquon hit for agency, and just saying bye to Saquon, and it's over.
Yeah.
So
it depends on Saquon, bro. I think it's all up to him this year. Like if he goes
Saquon,
out and gets injured again, bro, he ain't getting paid for shit.
The only word I can see Saquon staying is if he has like 1,600 yards. He's not leaving. They're gonna franchise tag him again. I'm gonna just be on.
They're gonna franchise tag him again.
But I'm not really now after going into him and getting another year older. I'm not really comfortable at all giving him an extension anymore, just because he's still gonna probably want like a 3 or 4 year deal, and now he's gonna be like 27, 28 after next year. So I don't really know.
Like in his 30s by the time the deal is done.
So maybe there's very little guys that are still good when they're 30. Derrick Henry's he's 30. He's gonna turn 30 this year, so he'll still probably put his numbers up. AJ Peterson, of course, Frank Gore. I don't know if Saquon's that type of player that's gonna stay healthy all the way till he's 30.
I don't know. He hasn't been able to stay healthy up until 25.
Yeah. So, and also, I would rather save money and spend money on actually getting an actual number one receiver. Cause I think that's still more important today. The way today's NFL is, I think that's more important to have. And Darren Waller's probably gonna be our number one target this year, but I still really don't feel that comfortable with him. I'm fine. I'm comfortable. I'm a little comfortable with him compared to last year, but I would still like an elite number one, because there's gonna be guys that need to get paid like Ayuk and T. Higgins that I don't know if the Bengals and the Niners are gonna be able to afford them when they need to pay them. So maybe you can make a move there.
Yeah.
And there's gonna maybe like a Devontae Adams wants to get traded from the Raiders. Stephon Diggs too. I don't think Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen's relationship is the best anymore. So I think eventually there's gonna be a guy where you can actually go and get. And I would rather use our money towards that than to pay Saquon. As much as I like Saquon.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, it's tough that he declined the offer for $13 million a year. Yeah. And the contract he just signed was 1 year for $13 million. That's pretty tough for him.
Yeah. And I think Joe Shane's going to try to follow what Brandon Beane did in Buffalo and what's his name, Howie Roseman's doing in Philadelphia. Both of those guys, they built most of their team through the draft and through signing players that have like positional value players. Especially Howie Roseman and Brandon Beane are perfect examples. Like you saw Howie Roseman didn't even think about signing Miles Sanders back. He has like a committee now of running backs on his team.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Beane's never had an elite running back any time he's been on the Bills. He's never spent money at all. And that's where Joe Shane came from. I think Joe Shane's I think Joe Shane's gonna be more like a Brandon Beane and Howie Roseman than he is gonna be like other players. Because the Eagles and Bills have been pretty successful. Especially the Eagles, they made it to the Super Bowl last year. And the Bills have been pretty dominant in the AFC a little bit. They've been making the playoffs, at least the second round. Haven't been the best in the playoffs, but they've still been making it to the playoffs. So the Eagles are a perfect example. They've been pretty good. At least last season they were really good. So I think that's where you have to follow if you want to be a serious competitive team. But if you have like Patrick Mahomes, you can just sign Saquon. You don't even have to worry about it. It doesn't even matter because you have Patrick Mahomes. So there are some situations where you're not even going to have to matter. It doesn't matter how you spend your money because you're going to be good anyways. Like if the Bengals or the Chiefs had enough money to sign Saquon for the money he wanted, then I don't even think it would be matter for them to, because they have elite quarterbacks that are like on the top tier level that nobody else can reach.
They can do whatever they want. Yeah.
The Giants don't have that luxury. I'm not saying Daniel Jones. I'm not shitting on Daniel. Daniel Jones obviously is not comparable to them. He's like top 18 quarterback, top 16 quarterback, top 15 at most. So yeah.
No, he's obviously not on that Mahomes and Burrow level.
We need to spend our money. We need to spend our money more effectively. Like our O-line, I'm hoping our O-line is set, because if our O-line is set, like we have John Michael Schmitz. We drafted him in the second round. He's a rookie. We have him for 5 years in a rookie contract. Evan Neal, we still have him for 4 more years. And Andrew Thomas, obviously. Andrew Thomas, you have to pay. You're going to have to pay. When you find a franchise tag, you have to pay him. So Andrew Thomas is really the only guy that's making a lot of money on the O-line. And if John Michael Schmitz and Evan Neal are actually good, you don't have to worry about paying those guys. You don't have to actually worry about taking their cap hits for another 4 seasons. You don't have to worry about it. for Smith's 5 seasons, the centers don't even make that much money. So already, it's already been pretty good. So we'll just have to see.
I think Evan Neal will be good. I think Evan Neal will be solid. I mean, he was freaking shut down at Alabama.
Yeah.
It was a damn brick wall.
Yeah, I don't need Evan Neal to be Andrew Thomas. I just need Evan Neal to be a solid tackle. That's all we need. We just need solid.
Not if we can get 2 elite tackles, I'll be good.
Yeah, if we get both of them being elite, then I'll be happy. But if we have one elite tackle, we have one good tackle, I'm fine. I don't really care. But yeah.
As long as he got that blindside lockdown.
Yeah. All right, then one more thing before we go into our predictions for the division. Cole Kmet signed the 4-year, $50 million extension. This is pretty. I don't really know about this because I haven't really been too much of a fan of Cole Kmet to pay him this much money. He just seems like he doesn't seem like he has that much upside to me as a tight end. I think he's just gonna be like I think he's gonna be that dude that just, you throw it to me, you're gonna get. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan because I don't really believe he's gonna get that good.
You don't think he has much room to grow, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think he has that much room to grow anymore. I think he's gonna be.
He's just like a solid receiving threat, but like that's it. He's not gonna grow until like a top, like one of the elite tight ends of the game, or maybe even like top 7, 8 tight ends.
Yeah. See, like when you pay Evan Ingram, I think Evan Ingram has a little bit more room to grow even than he did last year, because that's the way he play, the style of his play. Cole Kmet reminds me of a lot of the guys I just talked about earlier. Is Daniel Bellinger. I don't really think Cole Kmet's that much better. He's better, but I don't think he's like when I look at him and Daniel Bellinger, I kind of look at them as the same player, the same type of tight end, the same skill set, and Bellinger, the rookie season. But I don't really know about Cole Kmet that much. But it's only the 9th highest paid tight end, so it's not like they overpaid him. It's probably where he should get paid.
Yeah,
because he was eventually going to get paid by somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't the Giants also sign Cole Beasley too?
Oh yeah, we signed Cole Beasley. He's actually going to be the team, to be honest with you, because Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson are both going to be on the. They're not going to play for the first 4 weeks. So Cole Beasley.
They're going to start off on IR.
Yeah, Cole Beasley. Yeah. Is probably going to play.
So he'll get a chance to prove himself at least. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know how much playing time he's going to get because it's going to be like our starting 3 receivers are probably going to be like Paris Campbell, Hodgins. I would even put Hyatt over all those dudes. I would even put Colin Johnson over those dudes. Colin Johnson tore his Achilles last year, but he might make the roster. He's been pretty good in training camp. Even Jamison Crowder, I think Jamison Crowder has a little bit more to give than Cole Beasley right now.
Cole Beasley?
Yeah. But I feel like I'm forgetting a receiver, but I don't think I am. I think that's basically it. Oh, Slayton. I forgot about Slayton. It's Slayton.
Slayton's probably going to make it, right?
Yeah, Slayton's number 1 receiver. And then it's Campbell.
Slayton's number 1?
Yeah, Slayton's number 1. He got paid. He's getting paid the most out of everybody on our team.
For real? Oh, shit. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah. After all that you were been hating on Slayton ever since that damn Washington game.
Yeah. I saw some questions about
Slayton. And Evan Ingram were like your public enemy number 1 and 2 for the past 2 years.
Well, realistically, it's going to be like Darren Waller. It's basically a number 1 receiver. And Daniel Bellinger is actually a tight end. That's basically what it is. But of our receivers, it's Slayton, Hodgins, and Campbell. That's probably our starting 3 even when Wan'Dale and Shepard come back. Because I don't think Wan'Dale and Shepard are better than... Maybe Wan'Dale's a little bit... is like in that same level as the other 3. But I don't know about Shepard anymore. He's coming off of another knee injury. So I don't... And he's getting up there.
Yeah.
So...
You don't think Hyatt starts?
Huh? Oh, I think Hyatt starts. I don't know. I think Hyatt needs a little bit long. I think he needs like a year of development. He's probably going to get some snaps. Like he's probably going to be our deep threat for some. Yeah. But I don't really think... I'm not considering him too much into our receiver plans this season. I think he's more of like a... Like he's going to play. He's going to get playing time. He's probably going to get catches. He's probably going to get a touchdown or 2. But I'm not really too worried about this season for him. Because I still think he needs to develop himself a little bit. But the only way I would start Hyatt, unless he breaks out. But the only way I'm starting him is if like our receiving room gets hurt. All of them get hurt. That's the only.
Yeah.
Like I'm still putting Campbell, Slayton, Hodgins, and Wan'Dale over him. because Wande was pretty good before he tore the ACL last year. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
After those four, that's where I probably put Hyatt. Then I probably put Shepard after that, and then after that it's basically Cole Beasley, Colin Johnson, or Crowder, whichever one you want.
One
Pick
of
one of
those
those.
three, yeah. I'll probably take Colin Johnson at this point.
Yeah, Colin Johnson's probably where we pick.
Mm-hmm.
Is probably who's gonna make it, and then yeah, our tight ends. We're probably gonna be running a lot of two tight end sets with Waller and Bellinger because I think Bellinger's pretty good. He's good enough to play too.
Yeah.
So
they don't want to just completely take him out of the lineup now that they have Waller.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that. Mm-hmm. But all right, yeah, that's pretty much everything. It just turned into a Giants conversation, but we basically.
All right, no, yeah, I was already expecting it, bro. I was already expecting it.
Yeah, we already went through. We basically went through everything. All right, so we're gonna get into our NFC West predictions. I'm pretty sure me and Isaac basically have the same order of teams. But last I have the Arizona Cardinals. Last year they went 4-13. This year, I have them going 3-14. Yeah, one game worse. Then
yeah, no, I got them nearly the same. I got them at 2-15.
Yes, essentially the same. All right, then they draft picks. They drafted Paris Johnson in the first round, and they drafted B.J. Ojolari second round, Garrett Williams third round, and Michael Wilson fourth round. And their free agency losses, they actually had a pretty hefty amount of losses. They lost Hopkins, Rodney Hudson to retirement, Byron Murphy, J.J. Watt to retirement. They lost Zach Allen, and they lost A.J. Green and Chosen Anderson. It was Robbie Anderson. Yeah. So, and then their signings, they didn't sign anybody that was too, like, oh yeah, he's going to really improve our team. They signed Zach Pascal and they signed Kaiser White. So,
Zach Pascal would be solid for
McCoy. Pascal's actually probably better than. Yeah, Pascal's probably is actually probably better than AJ Green and Robbie Anderson were last year.
Yeah, probably. I don't think so. Yeah, Pascal kind of does it all. He could go and block in the run game too. That's an
at worst,
part of his game.
At worst, Zach Pascal's either the same thing or he's a little bit better than them. So, yeah, that's fine. And then Kaiser White knows the Eagles system that that Gannon's gonna run because he was with the Eagles last year. Mm-hmm. He didn't do too good in the system, so I don't know why Gannon signed him. But yeah. I guess he knows the system already, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, they drafted Ojolari, Paris Johnson. I don't know how Garrett Williams and Michael Wilson are gonna do. Michael Wilson's probably actually gonna have to play because that receiving room's pretty ass right now. It's like like it's just Michael. It's Marquise Brown, Zach Pascal, and what's his name? What's his name? Rondale Moore.
Is that his name? Yeah, I forgot about Rondale Moore. Yeah, he's gonna be there too.
And Michael Wilson after that. So, yeah, kind of fell off after last season. At the beginning of the year, it was looking like Hopkins, AJ Green, Marquise Brown, Rondale Moore, and then now it's kind of shitty.
Depleted. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's depleted.
Because I don't know about Marquise Brown being the number one receiver, but that's the situation they put themselves in.
Yeah.
They traded a first round pick. Yeah.
It's crazy because in the same draft, Tennessee traded Philadelphia traded a first round pick for AJ Brown. I think it's a pretty sizable gap between AJ Brown and Marquise Brown. I think it's a pretty big gap between the two.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that trade, but yeah, it's pretty tough. And then
you might as well throw Kyler Murray into the losses too, bro, because he tore his ACL towards the end of the year last year. He's gonna be missing the majority of the season, if I had to guess.
Yeah, majority. They might not even want to put him in. And I found out the other day. I know the other podcast we talked about maybe the Cardinals getting off of Kyler Murray. They can't get off Kyler Murray. So next year, even if they get the number one pick, they can't get off of Murray because Murray has like a $56 million negative cap hit.
Oh shit!
And the second year after you trade him, he has like a $35 million negative cap hit. The second year. So
yeah. Oh, so even if they trade him, bro, they're just screwed.
Yeah. So Kyler Murray is staying long term.
They're gonna have to take like Marvin Harrison Jr. if they get number one. Wide receiver going number one.
It's either Marvin Harrison Jr. or you trade the pick. That's basically what it is.
They could get a
So
bunch of draft capital if they move back. If they
yeah,
since I already got Kyler Murray locked in, they can't really do much about it. If there was a team that's like right there, like kind of like at 5 or something, they could get a ton of assets just to get Caleb Williams on the team. Imagine the package they could get to move down from number 1 for a team that's like Caleb.
yeah, that's it's probably the best situation for them right now because this roster is ass. I'm gonna just be honest. Like Byron
Yeah,
Murphy was their best cornerback, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Byron Murphy wasn't even that good, and like he was all
he's
right,
gone. Yeah,
but
he's
he
gone
was all
too.
right, and now he's gone. So I don't know what they're gonna do back there. I don't even know the corner. The only corner I know that they have is the one they drafted. I don't know anybody else. And I'm usually caught up to this stuff, and I have no idea what they
Yeah,
have back
bro. Yeah, that's tough.
there.
But
And JJ Watt's looking at you production. He wasn't in the prime JJ Watt, but he had like 7.5 sacks last year, something like that. He
uh-huh.
was pretty good. Zach Allen too. Zach Allen was probably their best D lineman. He's gone. Rodney Hudson, he was pretty good too.
Retired.
He
Yeah.
retired.
Uh-huh. They
And
just
then
lost
Hopkins,
everything.
they don't want to play Hopkins anymore, which is understandable because I know they want to suck. So yeah, we'll see. Their defense, I'm very curious how it is going to be because they have Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is like their Mike linebacker, and I don't know if you want Isaiah Simmons running your defense as a leader. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe he has a breakout season. Maybe he gets a change of scenery because these last couple of years of Kingsbury, he was being moved to safety, cornerback, linebacker, D end. Now he's playing Mike linebacker now. That's his position,
Mhm.
locked in.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I forgot it was Mike linebacker or cornerback. I think it was corner. I think it was linebacker though. But
Yeah. What was he
this is the
drafted
first
as
year.
again? Wasn't he drafted like as a safety? He was drafted as a
Yeah,
strong
as a
safety,
safety,
wasn't
yeah. But they were. Yeah, they said he could play any position on defense though, but he hasn't been able to do that.
he? Uh-huh.
So I don't know. But this is the first time he's actually gonna have a set position going into training camp. Yeah, they went into training camp already. So I think maybe this is his best chance to play good this season. So I think he might have a decent season. I don't know if that's gonna do anything for them, but
Yeah. Maybe for the future though.
yeah,
Maybe it might help him going into the future.
yeah. Like, Paris Johnson is definitely for the future because even if Paris Johnson is an elite All-Pro tackle in his first year, that ain't doing anything for you this year. So
Yeah. That was also a Kyler Murray pick too though.
yeah, that was the Kyler Murray pick. So I'm assuming they're locked into the Kyler Murray. They're locked in the Kyler Murray for sure. There ain't no backing out anymore.
Yeah. They made their own bed with that extension right there.
Yeah,
Even if they get number 1, they want to move off. They want to take Caleb Williams. Even if
yeah,
Caleb Williams were to like win back-to-back Heisman's, they don't have a choice.
they don't. And then BJ Ojolari, I think he'll be a good pick. I think he'll be good in this decent in the first year because he's replacing. He has to basically replace the production that JJ Watt and Zach Allen gave them. So yeah, then Kaiser White. I'm not too big of a fan of that just because I already said he was not very good with the Eagles last year. He really didn't get that much playing time with the Eagles towards the end of the season. I don't even think he played at all anymore by the end of the season. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, that's why I have him finishing even worse because they definitely got worse. Cole McCoy starting. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. When they play the Giants week 2, I'm not going to be surprised if the Giants just fucking obliterate them. And the Giants usually do not do that at all. But that's how sad
Yeah.
this team is.
No, they are
Yeah.
pretty sad.
I remember like 2 years ago too, when the Giants and Cardinals played, the Cardinals millie whopped us. It was like
I
week
was about
7.
to say that. Yeah, no, I
And
was
I
about
remember
to
they were saying, "Oh, look at how bright the future is of the Cardinals." And so we had Joe Judge, and they were shitting on us. And now it's totally flipped. It's totally flip flop
Yeah.
now. And the Cardinals look like a dog shit team, and the Giants look like they're finally actually getting better. And that just took 2 years to happen. So
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That is absolutely crazy. The Cardinals have come a long way from because they were the number 1 team in the league 2 years ago. They were like 7-0 or something like that. They were the only undefeated team left until Rodgers went in there with no Devontae and put him down. And then after that, it just went all downhill from there.
yeah, all right, yeah. So I'm also curious about how Kyler Murray's going to play in a new offensive system because Kingsbury's system was basically built for him. It was a college
Yeah.
system, college
Uh-huh.
offense. This is like a more of a West Coast offense now with Gannon after he brought in this guy. So I'm curious to see how Kyler Murray plays because maybe he plays a little bit better since they'll because they want to know how to stop it since it's a new offensive system for Kyler Murray. So
Yeah.
maybe, but we'll see. I don't really think he's gonna play that much this year. Even if he does play, maybe they get a little bit more wins. Maybe they get lucky just because they get Kyler back. Maybe Kyler gives them like 5 or 4 wins. Maybe.
I don't think
Because
they can get that much.
I think at least Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy's gotten some upsets before, but this roster just sucks. So I don't
Yeah.
know if Colt McCoy can do that again. So
It's not even to hate on Colt McCoy either,
yeah,
bro. Because he's he's like one of the best backups you could have. I don't know
yeah,
about starting for like a whole season though. Like you said, it might not even be in the Cardinals' best interest to try to bring him back. Because okay, let's see. By the time he comes back, let's just say he comes back week 10 and they're already like 1-9 or like 2-8. Do you really even have a shot at the playoffs after that?
yeah. I don't even think he just. I don't even. Yeah, he just let Kyler Murray sit. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't really think the Cardinals team is gonna be very good. I'm gonna say at maximum, the very maximum amount of wins I can see. Like I'm really pushing it. I'm really being generous. It's like 6 wins. That's as far as I can see them
Damn,
going,
that's really generous.
and that's being
That's
really
really
generous.
generous. For me, it's like 4 at the
Yeah,
max. Yeah.
and
I
then
don't see him. I don't really see him getting better from last year.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't think
past
they're
me like
getting better either.
4. Yeah. I think that's like the cap for them this
Yeah,
year, just 4 wins.
yeah. 3. That's why I'm predicting them 3. They'll probably win 3
Yeah.
games, somewhere
I
around
think
2
so
games, 3,
too.
probably somewhere around
Too.
there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really have too much confidence in them next year because it definitely got worse. After I just told you all the guys they lost, yeah, they definitely got
Yeah.
worse. Then
Yeah.
the
No.
Rams are next. I think Provopoulos was right. You got the Rams
Yeah.
too.
No, I
Yeah,
got the Rams at 4-13. 4-13.
yeah, yeah. The last year the Rams went 5-12. I also have them going 4-13. Uh, their only free agency addition that was even relevant was Hunter Long from Miami, and I don't even think the only
Yeah.
reason I even put him there was because he was a part of the Jalen Ramsey trade. That's the only reason I put him there. Only reason
Yeah.
I put him.
Yeah.
Everybody else was not really relevant enough for me to put them. And they lost. They lost Allen Robinson, Baker Mayfield, Bobby Wagner, Jalen Ramsey, Greg Gaines, Ashawn Robinson, Taylor Rapp, David Long, and they lost Matt
Oh,
Gay.
no. God
And
damn, bro. God damn.
then they signed. Oh, they drafted Steve Avila in the second round, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, and Stetson Bennett from Georgia.
Stetson Bennett, yeah. The only reason why that team is relevant is because of his damn national championships. Either
Yeah.
I don't know how his game is necessarily going to translate into the NFL. Let's say Stafford gets hurt again. Maybe Bennett gets a shot. Do they have a backup behind Bennett right now?
No, it's Bennett. I'm pretty sure it's
So
Bennett.
it is Bennett. Okay.
Yeah.
So if Stafford goes down again, Bennett's going to have to step in.
Yeah, because they used to have John Wolford, but he also got, he left too, so.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least I got a guy with championship experience.
Yeah, I
But
guess
yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
I always
yeah.
see him getting like 3 wins though.
The
Go
only
ahead.
reason the only reason I think they're better than the Cardinals is because they still got Cup and they still got Donald. Other than that,
Yeah.
they might have a worse roster than the Cardinals too, because the Rams suck too. The
Yeah.
Rams
And
pretty
McVay.
good.
McVay is a pretty. I would take McVay over Gannon any day.
Yeah,
So that's like,
I can see them maybe winning 5 games, maybe. Repeat the same record, maybe. But I don't know about Stafford anymore. To be honest with you, I don't know if Stafford has that arm anymore to throw it.
yeah, for
So
real. Let's see how
yeah,
far force feeding it to Cup can get him this year.
yeah, we'll see. Because the rest of that team sucks. So I don't even know what to say about them.
Yeah, no, they lost a bunch of huge pieces, especially on the defensive end. When he brought it up, like Rapp, Long, Ramsey, it's like, God damn.
Yeah, maybe if I'm the Rams, I start Stetson Bennett so I can have the worst record in the NFL. Maybe that's what I do. so I can get
Yeah,
what's his name? So I can get
you
Caleb
take
Williams.
Caleb Williams. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
so
say
maybe
that
I
wouldn't be
start
too
Stetson
bad.
Bennett.
That wouldn't be too bad if you're the Rams, bro. I'd say that
Yeah,
that might be the move. That
because
might
maybe
be the move.
because even the worst thing that happens to Stetson Bennett, like there's positive too that could happen. It's like Stetson Bennett is like a decent quarterback in the NFL. Maybe you never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you start Stafford for like the first 5 weeks and you see what goes on, and then after that, it's just like yeah, Stafford's
Okay,
probably
just
washed.
that's
Yeah,
yeah. Let's start Stetson Bennett, and then okay, let's say Bennett doesn't work out. You got Caleb Williams. You keep him in LA. he goes from Lincoln Riley's offense to
Yeah,
Sean McVay's offense. That's a decent
and you
situation.
still and you still have Cup. You still have Cup too because he's under contract. You still have
Uh-huh.
Cup. So
Yeah.
because I don't think Cup's
Donald's on
retiring.
retirement watch, probably.
Yeah. Donald's
If they,
for sure gone after this year. I don't see Donald
yeah.
come. Maybe Donald gets traded. Actually, maybe Donald
I
gets
think,
traded.
yeah. Yeah. Because I can't really see him retiring, especially if he has another elite season. See, because the reason why he
Yeah.
wanted to retire like 2 years ago was because he wanted to go out on top, right? I don't think he wants to go out at the very bottom. Like, I really don't think he would want that, especially if he still has something left in him. So, yeah, LA might be able to get, like, some assets for that, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was a Rams owner, I'm basically going up to Sean McVay and telling him to start Stetson Bennett because there's no reason. The Stafford ain't saving us. There's no reason for
Yeah.
me to. I would probably be fine with being the first 0-17 team, so I could get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, it'd be funny. It'd be funny if they're like it's between them and the Cardinals. But I think them and the Cardinals play like late in the year. Oh
Yeah, they
no,
do.
they don't.
Oh, they don't. Like they play. They probably.
Week
If I'm the
12.
Rams, I'm gonna
Week
lose to
12
the
is week.
Cardinals both times I play them.
I
I'm
want
gonna
like
just keep it.
intentionally lose to the
Yeah,
Cardinals. Yeah.
give them both wins, cause there ain't no point in even trying to have a good season this year. There's no point in. I'm sure Rams fans will be fine being the first 0-17 team of all time, so they could get Caleb Williams. I'm pretty sure they're fine with that.
I
So,
think they would be fine with that, bro. Yeah.
but the thing is that you're probably gonna lose the respect of all your players. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. Because
All
if you
your
just say
current
that
players,
Stetson
yeah.
Bennett is gonna start week 1, they don't actually believe you that Stetson Bennett is actually better than Stafford. Because I don't
Yeah.
think, yeah, even if Stafford watched, he's still better than Stetson Bennett. So,
Probably.
uh,
Yeah.
you probably lose the respect of your players. You'd-
Do everything. Oh man, that'd be pretty messed up. But just like
yeah.
put Stafford in like the worst situations. Just like try to
Yeah, most of these players
get
aren't
injured.
going to be on your
Yeah.
team, though. So if you look at it like that, like Donald, he ain't going to be on your team in 2 seasons. Cup?
Yeah.
Cup's under contract, so he basically has to play unless he wants to retire. So we're just going to.
Yeah, that's true. I think
It's
he'll
not like.
want to play with Caleb though.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think he'll
play.
probably want to play with Caleb.
The rest of the team, I don't really give a damn, to be honest, if they lose respect because it's not like they're playing with us long term. Like, is Hunter Long going to play with you on your team long term? I doubt it.
Yeah.
The only guys that are going to play on this. The only guys that are for sure on this team long term right now are Steve Avila, Byron Young, Kobe Turner, and Stetson Bennett. So the draft pick. No, we're just the rest of this team
Yeah.
is not here long
They're
term.
gonna be gone. Yeah, that whole
And
championship
Stetson,
roster is gonna be gone.
yeah, Stetson Bennett might be cut by next season. So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if McVay sticks around too, bro. Because there was
yeah,
like reports of him going to Amazon and doing commentary for Bezos.
yeah. I think if Caleb Williams, if they get Caleb Williams, he's staying.
He'll
If they
wanna
don't,
stay. Yeah.
he's gone. Especially because he's definitely going to go through another bad season. So
Yeah. Well, Stafford would
Yeah.
probably have to retire after that too. Wouldn't he?
yeah, no, Stafford's going to be collecting those checks. Stafford's still under contract. They just gave him a new contract last season after they won the.
Oh shit, that's true.
Well, yeah. So he's there.
Damn, that's true.
He's collecting the checks.
Oh shit, that's crazy. I guess he could keep him around as a mentor for Caleb if they want. He's gonna be the most overpaid backup in the league.
Yeah. Even if they get Caleb ain't saving their team. Anytime that
Not
quick.
immediately. Not immediately.
Yeah, no.
He might in a few years, but not
So-
right away.
So you can eat the Stafford cap for a little bit longer. You don't need to spend the money yet to actually improve the team.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, the Rams
I
should
don't
just be taking. They should just be taking for Caleb. Realistically,
know. Yeah,
that's
for
what they
real.
should do.
Uh-huh. That'll
We'll
be a
probably
smart
get-
move for them. Cardinals have no incentive to do it. It's gonna be a race between them and Tampa.
Yeah, even if you have to keep Stafford's cap, I'm pretty sure they get a lot more cap next season because all this dead cap clears. Like Allen Robinson's dead cap, Ramsey's dead cap, Bobby Wagner's dead cap. All those dudes, if they just cut outright, it gives them a little bit of cap space to work with. So maybe they'll probably be a little bit better if they could get Caleb and they add some better players in free agency. Because Yeah, they really had no money to do anything this year. All right, then let's go to the next team. Next
Yeah,
team,
pretty sure we
I
both
believe we
got
have the same team
Seattle.
again. Yeah, Seattle Seahawks. Last year they went 9-8. This year I have them going 10-7.
I got another 9-8 year for them.
All right. And then their free agency additions had a pretty solid free agency. They added Draymond Jones from Denver. They got Bobby Wagner back from the Rams. They got Julian Love, and they also got Devin Bush. Julian Love is actually pretty. I don't really think a lot of people uh,
He's on the
cared about
Giants.
that much signing too much, but Julian Love's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So the Giants is pretty good. And Devin Bush is like kind of a throwaway. I don't really give a shit about Devin Bush. I don't really think he's good. But
Devin Bush, he's done now.
yeah, Devin Bush is like the third linebacker in this team though. Like he's behind Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
you're not gonna expect too
That's
much out of him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true. I guess just kind
And
of fill in whenever you need him to.
yeah, and the players that they lost Puna Ford, Al Woods, and Quentin Jefferson. They basically lost all their D tackles.
Yeah.
But Draymond Jones is basically D tackle already, so he's basically played that position. Puna Ford and Al Woods, actually all three of these guys, Ford, Woods, and the Quentin Jefferson, they're actually all important for them. So it's actually going to be pretty interesting to see how their interior defensive line looks.
That's all. I'm really surprised when they didn't draft Jalen Carter when it came down to it.
Yeah,
Like, I really thought that was probably going to be the move. I think it fit the need perfectly, but they decided not to go that way. I would think it's
yeah,
probably because of character issues, though.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that was a yeah. Especially if Puna Ford and Al Woods, those guys were important for them. So we'll see
Yeah.
about that. Then they drafted Devon Witherspoon and Jigba, Derek Hall, Zach Charbonnet, and Anthony Bradford. Their draft was pretty solid. I don't know. The Zach Charbonnet pick kind of got me mad because I don't know. They don't. It seems like when you draft another running back, especially in the second round, it doesn't seem like you believe in Kenneth Walker that much. So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about that one. And Jigba really just made the receiving core one of the top receiving cores in the NFL even better. They already had a good receiving core before, and now it's even
Yeah,
better. So
just made it elite.
yeah, and then Jigba will basically take over that role that Lockett plays right now. So yeah, that'll be
They
perfect.
still got Lockett, too, though.
Yeah, and they still have him. So yeah, Witherspoon hasn't signed his rookie contract yet with the team he's holding out. He's the only rookie holding out. He's the only rookie that hasn't signed his contract yet.
Why?
He'll sign it though. He'll be with the team.
Why is he holding out for?
I don't know. I guess he wants more money. I don't know.
What type of leverage does he have? He hasn't played a single snap for the team.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is literally the first impression you're going to give to a team that literally
Yeah.
drafted you at number 5 overall. You're a top 5 pick, bro. You're a top 5 pick. What the hell are you doing out here negotiating, trying to hold out for?
Yeah, this has only happened twice. It happened with I think it only happened twice. It might have happened more times, but the ones I remember Roquan Smith with the Bears. He took a while to sign his contract. He waited until like the preseason started, so he took a while. And then John Elway is probably the most famous one. He got drafted by the Colts, but he refused to sign with the contract, and they ultimately traded him to the Broncos. So that's the biggest one. Witherspoon will probably sign though. Like surprised he hasn't already signed with them.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's going to have to, bro. I don't see what type of leverage he has.
Unless he wants to get traded. Well, I don't think that.
Why would he want to get traded from
Yeah,
Seattle, though?
that's the only.
They
That's the
were
only
a
thing.
playoff team with the. They were a playoff team with the top 5 pick because of what's it called? Trade with fucking Denver. I don't see why you want to not be with them.
He'll be with them. He'll sign with them. But yeah, their receiving core and their cornerback core, those are probably like 2 of the top. They're probably top 10. They're probably both top 10 in their
like
all
top
respect.
5.
Yeah, receiving core might be top 5. Yeah, cornerback room, I think top 10 because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about Witherspoon hasn't played yet. Tariq Woolen's really the only guy there that's really proven himself the most.
Yeah.
But what's his name? Anthony Bradford too. I think it was a sneaky good pickup. They drafted him like in the 4th or 3rd at guard. I think it'd be solid. But Yeah, this also depends on how Geno Smith plays. Because it's really going to depend on if Geno Smith continues to do what he did last year, if they're going to make the playoffs again.
Yeah,
Because if it's not, because if Geno Smith does not play very good, they're probably going to go down to like that 8-7 win range, 6 wins, 7 wins. If
yeah,
Geno Smith doesn't play good, because there's a couple of teams where I can see them losing to and having a worse record if Geno Smith doesn't come back and play like the way he did last year. So, and I think Geno will come back and play the way he did last year, though. I don't think he would regress. It wouldn't. It would be kind of weird. It would really just be a one-hit wonder if he regressed after one season. So,
yeah. But I mean,
yeah,
it would kind of fit his whole career more than that one season because he hadn't really been good his whole career. And then now he got a shot with Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll is good enough though to kind of hold him up from being like a bottom tier team.
yeah. There's no way they're gonna be on these Rams and Cardinals tiers. Those teams just
Yeah,
suck.
yeah.
They just suck.
Seattle's got a solid roster, especially
Yeah.
with upgrading the receiving core too. I think Geno Smith should. They got the weapons too. Kenneth Walker in the backfield is actually really nice for them too. He started going. He started having some nice games there towards the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, the running back groups have gotten even better. Charbonnet's a good pick too. So I have both of them.
Yeah,
And yeah, Gino got another great receiver in Jigba. And then yeah, Willie Spoon adds their defense that was already good next to Woolen, who was a rookie of the year candidate for the defense side of the ball. Julian
yeah,
Love too, I think, is really gonna be good for them too. He fits their system. It's kind of a lot similar to what the Giants did. It's a lot of
yeah,
man. That's what Julian Love did last year. Then Bobby Wagner, getting him back next to Jordan Brooks, it's gonna be pretty good.
yeah. They're gonna be
So
the
yeah,
leader of the defense. Back to
yeah,
like the old days. He just left for 1 year and then came right back.
yeah. It's kind of funny, but yeah, he's back with the Seahawks. All right, then the number one team, both of us have the Niners. They went 13-4 last year. I have them going 13-4 again.
I got him at 15-2.
Mm.
I don't really see
Yeah,
what teams could really beat them. The only like going through their schedule, the only teams I really saw were like Philadelphia and like maybe Baltimore.
yeah. What is it called? I just don't know about their quarterback situation that much.
Yeah, that's
Brock pretty
true.
played good last year, but I don't know how his arm's gonna be because his injury was
Yeah.
pretty bad. So I don't know. And I also think a lot of teams are gonna kind of figure out that they're not just gonna let Brock Purdy do what he wants, like what he did last year.
Yeah.
I think some teams are gonna try to figure it out. And then,
But
then we
even
go.
then, I think you got a
Yeah,
healthy Trey Lance though in the back. We still
yeah.
haven't
That's,
really seen what he could do.
yeah, I still have them going. I still have them going 13-4. It's not like I'm having them go like a fucking 9-8 or some
That's
shit.
true. Yeah,
I
that's
still
true.
think they're gonna be good.
uh-huh.
I just think there's some games where I don't know about. I don't know about Sam Darnold. I don't know about Trey Lance. I don't know about. I don't know how Brock Purdy's gonna do this year.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think. I think some teams are gonna like have a better game plan for him because last year they didn't really game plan for him at all because they never thought, oh yeah, the last
They
pick in the
didn't think
draft
he
was
could
ever
do
gonna do
anything.
anything.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my only concern with the Niners. Other than that, they have the roster's pretty much perfect. Not much to say because let's see. I think the only teams I can see beating them this season are like let's see.
There's only like 3 teams really. It's like
Yeah,
Philadelphia, Baltimore, and like Cincinnati.
I think the Cowboys can beat them. I
The
think that can happen.
Cowboys might be able to. I don't see it happening though.
I think the Bengals too. I think you already said the Bengals.
Yeah.
The what else?
Eagles. I think Eagles take that one.
Yeah, the Eagles could beat them too. The Ravens. I think the Ravens have a shot. I don't really. The Jags too. I think the Jags are a solid chance of upset. I'm not saying 100% win, but I think they can put up
They
a
got a
fight.
shot to upset.
Yeah, those are the only teams
Yeah,
I think they actually have a chance of winning. The rest of these teams, no.
yeah. They're gonna get
Unless,
smacked
unless,
around.
unless these quarterbacks are really that unless Brock Purdy comes back and plays like dog shit, and then Trey Lance comes in and plays like dog shit, that's the only way. That's the only way they're
But
gonna.
then he got Sam Darnold, and he's gonna
Yeah,
do the exact same thing he's done his whole career.
yeah. So yeah, there's some. Brock Purdy is like they don't really rely on their quarterback that much, so it's not that big of a problem.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a problem when he actually gets to the deep rounds of the playoffs and you have to play the Eagles again. Maybe that's when he gets a problem. Because Hurts, it's going to come down to some situations where one of these quarterbacks might have to step up, and I don't know if I trust any of these quarterbacks to step up like a last 1 minute game winning drive against like the Eagles defense or the Cowboys defense. If that has to happen, I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah, probably not.
putting
Yeah, I
that
don't
much
know.
faith.
Like, I really don't know how much I could trust Brock Purdy already. I don't know. I mean, he did really good last year, though, so I don't
Yeah.
want to like discredit him.
Oh,
He
yeah,
put
no.
up like,
Yeah. Obviously, we're not actually discrediting him that much because we're just you give him 15-2, I give him
yeah,
13-4. So it's not
yeah.
like we're not shooting on Brock Purdy that much. Because if we were, then we would
Maybe
have
like
like a
point out a weakness. Yeah,
yeah,
just like one solid weakness.
yeah. That's their only weakness, to be honest with you, with this roster. Maybe they lost a couple people. Their additions, they added a Hargrave, who's an upgrade over what's his name, Kinlaw. Kinlaw's ass. Hargrave's a massive upgrade. I saw
Oh yeah,
Kinlaw
that's
getting
true.
destroyed in that NFC Championship game. He was getting fucking
Uh,
smashed around.
yeah,
So yeah, Hargrave, massive upgrade. Sam Darnold, another signing. I don't even know who he's gonna play. So
yeah,
they
that's
also
true.
had Zane Gonzalez and they added Clennon Farrell, former
I guess it's like
former
rotational pieces. Yeah,
overall pick. Yeah, rotational piece. They lost Garoppolo, Mike McGlinchey, Jimmy Ward, Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett, Aziz Al Shair,
mhm.
Charles Omenihu, and they lost Robbie Gould. Where did Robbie Gould sign with? Or did he just
Not
retire?
even sure. He might have just retired, bro, because he's getting old.
Hmm.
I'm not
And
sure.
then
I
they
can't
drafted,
say that for sure. Yeah.
yeah, then they drafted Jair Brown, safety, and they drafted Cameron Latu.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see.
I want to
The
point this out
quarterback
real
room,
quick, bro. We're talking
huh?
about how bad. I want to point something out real quick, though. Is that we're talking about how the 49ers QB situation is a bit shaky right now. Imagine how overpowered they would be if they had just drafted Justin Fields with the third pick. They literally traded up to number 3. They had the second best QB in the draft behind Trevor Lawrence, sitting there right there for him. And they didn't take it, bro. Imagine Justin Fields and Kyle Shanahan. Imagine how overpowered they literally be right now if they had
Yeah,
drafted Fields.
they'd be pretty good. Even better than they are right now. They'd probably be
Yeah,
like the
no, that would
favorites
be
to win.
overpowered.
They'd be
Yeah,
a
no, that
favorite.
would be a clear Super Bowl favorites right now if they had
Yeah,
Fields.
and then yeah. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh,
Oh, you're
they
talking
saw
about
that
the
they're
quarterback.
gonna be heavy contenders to sign Kirk Cousins in the offseason if he doesn't go back to Minnesota. I don't
Oh,
know for
okay.
what money, but apparently they're gonna want Kirk Cousins.
What money? Yeah.
Even having Kirk Cousins in this team, that might be enough to put him over Philadelphia if they just had Kirk Cousins. Because it's not like the quarterback needs to do much when the rest of the team is this good. But yeah, uh, their cornerback room. I don't really know who they have right now. I know they have Ward, Davis Ward.
Hmm.
Emmanuel Mosley was out for the whole season last year, so it wasn't. He's not. You're not gonna miss him too much.
Yeah.
Verrett,
Barrett's always injured.
yeah, Verrett's always injured. Mike McGlinchey might be a loss because I don't know who they replaced him with. I don't. If they replace him with anybody, I don't really think it's a
That
downgrade
important.
for sure.
Yeah. Hmm.
Garoppolo, yeah, they were gonna bring Garoppolo back, and then Jimmy Ward is probably gonna be missed a little bit too. Uh,
Oh, no, where did
Jair
he
Brown's
go?
probably Jair Brown's probably gonna play his missing snaps because
Yeah.
or maybe Tashawn Gibson, he's still there. He's pretty old though.
Oh, I forgot he's there. God damn. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, he is old. Oh no, what happened to Jimmy Ward?
he left to the Texans.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, I remember. Who wants to go with D'Amico Ryans?
Yeah, he left to
Yeah.
Houston.
Okay. Now I remember. Yeah, now I remember. I
Yeah,
forgot
and
for a
then
minute.
yeah, Zizel Shair was a part of that linebacker group with him and Warner and what's his name
Greenlaw.
Greenlaw. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so that's a size. That's a decent loss. Like
Mhm.
they're not. It's not like the most. Like he's gonna be missed.
I think they got somebody to fill in the back. Like, there's probably somebody in the back end that could probably fill in for it. Even though Aziz Al-Shire was pretty good for them, there's probably somebody just like waiting back there that nobody else knew about but Niners fans. That's probably just gonna step in.
Yeah, somebody that step in. Then Charles Omenihu. That's actually a decent loss too. He was a pretty solid rotational piece. He was actually one of their starters
Mhm.
on the ends. I think he was pretty solid for them last year.
Yeah,
They got Clayton and Farrell though to replace him. So
I don't really
yeah, I
think
guess
much about
yeah.
Clelin
Charles Omenihu
Ferrell
was actually a
anymore.
pretty good pickup for the Chiefs though. That was actually pretty solid signing for the Chiefs. But
Mhm.
Yeah, no, obviously it's not. Yeah, we're just finding negatives, but they're obviously you have them going 15-2, I have them going 13-4, so it's not like their
Yeah, no,
negatives are
I
gonna
still
affect
got
us too
them as
much.
one of the best teams. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're still one of the best teams.
Okay, so yeah, only way the record gets like maybe it's really gonna depend on Purdy and Trey Lance, really just them two because I
One of
don't see
them
Sam
has to
Darnold
be
play.
good, bro. One of them has to be good.
Yeah, so
Purdy already proved himself to be good enough to win games for them. Like what?
yeah,
He won every single game for them except for that NFC Championship, didn't
yeah, essentially yeah, because he got hurt in the NFC Championship.
he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Trey Lance, they drafted him for his potential. They thought he had high upside. We'll see if he could actually kind of live up to it. But I think if he was to actually turn good, I think he would give you like more on the offensive end than Brock Purdy. He gives you more of like a running ability that you could use there. And I'd tell you, he was drafted mostly off of his potential. So
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. Maybe another weakness you can say about this team is maybe their secondary got a little. Other than Ward, they don't have that much depth in their quarterback room.
Yeah.
So other than talk about that too, we'll see what happens with Ward because I know he was pretty good for Houston last year. Or not for Houston, for San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
And Jair Brown, I don't know how good he's gonna be since he's a third round pick, and I don't know how good Tashawn Gibson is gonna be since he's pretty old. He's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, no, he is, bro. That's crazy. I forgot he was still in the league.
Yeah. So yeah, Hargrave though makes their D line elite. Like it's Hargrave, Armstead, and Boza. And you have Farrell's a rotational piece, and you have Kinlaw's a rotational piece. So,
Mhm.
and your linebacker core, you lost Shire, who was pretty good, but you still have Warner and Greenlaw,
Warner, Greenlaw.
who are way
Yeah, they're
better than
still gonna be
Shire.
overpowered. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still gonna be overpowered
and
on the
your safety, you
defensive
still
end.
got Tart. So we'll see how Gibson and Jair Brown do. And the cornerback room, I'm probably blanking on some of his names, but the only one I can remember right now is Ward. So
Yeah,
maybe that's a weakness on their defense is the cornerback room, and maybe the other safety. That's what you could say, maybe. Also,
yeah, but
maybe.
I think their defense
Yeah.
is still elite though.
Yeah. We'll see how the
They're
new defensive
still.
coordinator does too. Because last two
Oh
times
yeah, that's true.
they've had an elite defensive coordinator with Robert Sala and they got D'Amico Ryans.
So they're just
So we'll
filled
see how
in
they do
nicely. Yeah,
with
they
their
might
new
be able to
defensive.
fill in pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah. And on offense, receiving room, you already got Debo and Ayuk. That's already enough. And you got
yeah.
Kittle,
George Kittle, like Christian
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey on the back end.
Yeah, McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell. You still have Terrence. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Teron Armstead. Teron Armstead. There you go. I
Oh
have no idea.
no, not Teron
Oh,
Armstead.
they lost
Shoot, Terrence Williams. No, it's not Trent Williams. Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. There you go.
Yeah. Trent
There you
Williams.
go. And then they also lost they lost McGinty and they also lost who did that guy? Oh no, who went to the that guy that went to the Jets already went to the Jets last year, 2 years ago, huh?
Which one?
They had an offensive guard and he went to the Jets. And I don't remember if it happened this year or if it happened 2 years ago.
I think it
I
was
think
two
it happened
years
2 years
ago.
ago.
I think I know what you're talking about though. Yeah, I forgot his name, but
Yeah. I think it happened 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, so that should still be good.
Uh, the offensive line. I don't know if I'm being casual, but I don't know who they're starting now. Other than
Yeah, neither do I.
Williams.
Neither
So
do I, but I think the scheme really helps.
yeah.
So I think
So,
having all those weapons really helps too. George Kittle could essentially be an offensive lineman for you if he needs to.
yeah. So yeah, it's really up to their quarterback position now. We'll see if Brock Purdy's affected by his arm, by his elbow that he hurt, and we'll see if
Yeah.
he is affected. Trey Lance will step in, and then you have Sam Darnold too. He'll probably carry all three of them into the main roster because of what happened last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, for real. But
So actually, no, you can carry three quarterbacks now. You can carry a third quarterback, and they don't account for the roster. So
for real? Oh yeah, they made it a rule, didn't they? You could
yeah,
carry a third. Oh shoot.
so yeah, all three of them are making the roster.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty good for them. They don't got to worry about that BS that happened last year.
yeah, it's probably the main thing. It's probably the NFL wanted to fix that because of what happened in the championship game. It was boring because of all the quarterbacks. They were
Yeah,
all done.
Uh-huh. And Philadelphia completely just took advantage of it. They got the
Yeah,
rematch, though. They got the rematch, I think, like week 12 or something like that. Let's see
yeah.
if
So
they can make it up for it because Debo was already talking shit. He was like, "Oh, if we had a QB, we would have easily won that game." And
yeah,
I'd say there was even a fight that broke out towards the end of that game too. So there's probably some bad blood between those two right now. I would think.
yeah. So the 49ers and the Eagles lost a lot of players. So the Eagles were able to replace a lot of their plays on the draft. No, so
Yeah. Uh huh.
49ers, it's really they're gonna have to find their. They're gonna they already knew that they're gonna lose these players, so they probably have some backup plans. See how those backup plans work.
Hmm.
See how their defense does without D'Amico Ryans now, and with some of the guys that they lost, especially in the quarterback room.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But both me and Isaac have the Cardinals going fourth, Rams going third, Seahawks going second, and the 49ers going first in the division, winning the division again.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Pretty much the same rankings. Yeah. Once again,
yeah,
some of
yeah.
it
So that's
exactly
gonna
the
do it for
same.
this episode. Oh, what are you gonna
I'm
say?
gonna say that there's probably some that are gonna be different just by talking like about that small conversation we had about the AFC East earlier. That one would probably be different if I had to assume. There's probably gonna be some different ones, but for the most part, things are pretty much lining up.
Yeah,
We pretty much think the
basically.
same thing of these teams. The record is pretty much the same too, so
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. So yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Playmaker Pod. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys for
All
watching.
right, so peace out.